Gosh, I already feel like I want to cry. My bangs are so messed up right now because I haven't showered or really taken care of myself in the last few days, and I don't feel like putting in effort because I think that I am using a lot of effort to just be here as of lately. So ideally what I was going to do is I was going to start a closet declutter, and maybe I'll still do it in this video. But I'm just not doing well, and I feel like it's hard to post content or share my life with you guys without being transparent about how I'm feeling. So the last video that you guys saw was probably when I was feeling a little bit more sane, and we are, as of today, I think today's November 22nd. And I want to say that the last week of October up until now, I'm really struggling with my mental health. Really struggling. I don't think that I've struggled this hard since 2020 when I started going to therapy. And I don't know, there could be a lot of factors. I think yesterday I had a little mentee bee and I was able to figure out why one of the things, or I was able to figure out one of the reasons why I've been feeling so down on myself. But I also don't know if I'm going through like seasonal depression. I don't know if it's late onset postpartum depression. I don't know if that's even a valid thing. I don't know if it's my hormonal birth control. I don't know if it's the stress of me having to go back to work, because yes, I'm gonna have to go back to work because financially we're just taking a beating right now, and Ricardo's tired and I'm tired of, I guess I didn't really think about how him working more meant me parenting solo more, and I didn't take into equation how taxing that was going to be for me and for him physically, for me mentally. And it's just been also hard for us to kind of coexist in this new space and adapt to this new lifestyle that we're living, of me being at home all the time and him working all of the time, and then trying to find common ground at the end of the day when we're both exhausted. There's a lot going on right now, and I completely understand that. And I just don't know where it's coming from, but it's pretty bad. And I think I need to talk about it because I don't like the way that I feel holding it all in. And maybe in a way I'm talking about it because it's keeping me accountable and making me feel safer to know that there's other people who know that I'm struggling. I mean, honestly, I want to declutter my closet, but I think I'm doing it in an effort to see if it'll help me declutter my mind, because typically cleaning helps do that for me. But I have gotten to a place now where I'm just tired of cleaning. I feel like I'm cleaning the same things over and over again, except for like these things, which is why I kind of want to see if it'll help. But at the same time, not working has really shown me the way that I try to numb myself. I think I was so about hustle culture when I was in my early 20s, and I think that I'm still unlearning those beliefs of you have to be working all of the time to be productive. And I think I've always tied my productivity to my self-worth. And you guys know that I haven't felt like my contributions here at home are worthy enough for my family. And that in turn makes me feel not worthy enough. And I already struggle with worth on my own. And I think just having to stay home, or not having because I didn't have to, but staying home has really challenged me in the way of feeling worthy. I feel like I don't even know who I am anymore. I honestly don't know who I am outside of being a mom, and that's like all that I can think of is I'm just a mom. And yes, of course, being a mom is important and one of the most important things that you could ever do, but I need to feel some sort of fulfillment outside of it. And I think the only thing that's keeping me sane right now is the gym. And even then, like in the gym, I have it up here now because I'm gonna fall apart if I don't have that stability from the gym. And with the gym, it's been hard because, as you guys know from my last video, I tried to do the winter arc challenge, but it just was something that I couldn't maintain. And I think I realized that I can't have the same. I think I realized that I can't approach my fitness goals the way that I did when I was in my early 20s because my life has changed so much. My priorities have changed so much. And the reality is that I can't be as flexible with my time. And to be honest, sometimes by the end of the day, by the end of parenting and being covered in snot and milk and boogers and food and just all of the things that you can imagine, I just want to sit on my couch and I just want to eat a bowl of cereal. And that was like the one thing that would stick out to me that I missed the most during the winter arc. But I think trying something that, because I was so excited about it, I was so excited to try the winter arc challenge, but I think trying it and then not being able to complete it, or honestly, I think I only went 5 days before I realized that it was just not something that I could do. And I started over and over, but like going through that and realizing this is not something that's possible without a lot of sacrifice in your lifestyle right now. And again, like I don't know if it's something that I want to sacrifice for, because it felt like a full-time job. I was like trying to get steps at the end of the day after chasing my kids around, and then it's like I could have been using that time to spend time with Ricardo, but then it makes me feel like I'm not good enough because I can't show up for the goals that I set for myself. And let's not even talk about how I feel about my body, because honestly, I started to weigh myself every day, even before I started the winter arc challenge. And as you guys know, when I got diagnosed with my eating disorders, I had to let go of the scale because it was very detrimental to my mental health. And I thought I was, I was doing myself a favor by being able to keep record of my weight. But I think it got bad again because I'm still weighing myself every day now, and I feel triggered by it. So I'm going to try to stop doing that. I've also started to feel a lot of guilt around food again, which really sucks. I still feel really lost. with my career, because God, like, I'm so grateful that I have my kids and my family. Ricardo, the kids, they're my whole world. But I need something more. And I don't know what that is. And of course I love making videos, but again, like, I have that belief that nobody cares. Especially with the way that the world is right now, I don't feel like creating content. I feel kind of dumb because there's just so many things happening right now. But it's gotten to the point where I'm like, what am I even doing here? Like, what? Like, without getting too into detail, yes, I've had some very scary, dark thoughts. And so much so that I had to come up with a safety plan with my parents. I'm looking for a therapist now. And I feel like we're so close to, like, meeting, but she's kind of bad at communicating. So I don't know if that means I should find somebody else. But yeah, I feel worthless right now. I feel worthless, and it sounds awful to say out loud because I know that I'm doing so many things for my kids, but I'm like, but this can't be it. Like, I can't just be here to clean butts and keep my house clean. I want more. I want to be creative. I want to feel like living, because I feel like I'm just surviving right now. And I also am like, maybe that's just the way that we're all feeling because of the way that the world is right now. But I don't want to feel like this anymore. And sometimes I think about all of the things that I'm trying to do to keep myself sane and to keep myself in a good mental space. I feel like I'm working out. I'm trying to eat well. I'm taking my vitamins. I started taking my vitamins. I'm seeing my family, my friends. I'm speaking about how I'm feeling, and I still wake up in the morning and I'm like, God, it's another day. Jonah's about to wake up from his nap, and Ricardo and Jude are probably going to be here soon, but yeah, guys, I'm really struggling. I'm struggling with everything. I'm struggling with liking how I look. I'm struggling with feeling motivated to do anything. Honestly, I've told Ricardo and my friends that if it wasn't for the kids, I don't know that I would get up in the morning. And I'm grateful that they are my babies and that I get to take care of them, because they do serve as a distraction, because they need me so much. And even though it's really hard to be needed all the time, I think that right now it's what's keeping my head above water. I feel like I've learned so much in therapy about just giving voice to how you feel and sitting in your uncomfortable feelings. And I feel like I've been doing that, but I'm so tired of living with that weight on my chest and not feeling like I'm fully engaged in my day-to-day, like I'm not participating, like I'm not enjoying anything. And I'm also self-aware enough to know that that's not a normal way to feel for this long. I think it's been almost a month now. And I started to feel like my mental health deteriorating before that. But then it just like quickly escalated. And now we're here, and I've had several mental breakdowns within the last month. And I think it's starting to affect my relationships, including my marriage, because I feel like I'm making myself hard to love right now. even though I'm being told otherwise. But still, like, I feel like I don't deserve to be around the people that love me, because they deserve to be around somebody who's okay and who doesn't go through the things that I go through mentally. So yeah, I feel like shit. I'm a mom, and I feel even more like shit because I need to show up for my kids, and I am showing up for them. But I will say I feel very not present when we're like playing and stuff, and that makes me feel even worse. But I feel like I almost feel like I'm starting to disassociate again. And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but this was something that was really big when I was about a year postpartum with Jude as well. And me and my therapist talked about potential mood disorders at that point. But again, there was so many variables that we never really concluded to what it could be. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I didn't feel this way last year because I was pregnant. I know that I was kind of feeling a little bit like this the year before that. And I don't know if it's a seasonal thing. I don't know if it's postpartum depression, because it's almost around the same time that I started to feel it with Jude. Sorry. With Jude, I got it right away. But I think I started to try to figure out what was going on around the same time of year, not like the same amount of months postpartum, if that makes sense. I feel awful because I feel awful because I know that the way that I move forward from here and from where I'm feeling is all up to me. If I mess up my life from this moment, it's going to be my fault. But I feel like I don't have control over the way that I'm feeling. And I've had many talks with God. And I think I'm really struggling with understanding His plan. But I feel it in my heart that I'm not ready to give up. So if you're watching this and you're feeling concerned about me, don't feel concerned, because I'm not ready to give up, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get myself out of this hole, because I've done it before and I'll do it again. It just sucks. It feels awful. And another thing that I was thinking about is, I think it's PMDD. Let me see. Let me look it up. So it is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is PMDD. And it's a severe, sometimes disabling extension of premenstrual syndrome. So you guys can look that up, but I've also thought about it being that because it does seem to align around the time that I get my period. There's just so many things. My battery's about to die. My kids, Jude's about to get home. Jonah's about to wake up, so I have to go. I do feel a little bit better that I got to talk to you guys. I don't feel like, I think I might have to make a whole series of me just venting to the camera to get all of this out of me. But yeah, we ain't doing good. We all crying in the club right now, or club, or whatever they're saying on the internet now. Bye.